All right, welcome back and thank you so much indeed for staying with us here on Morning Live. As we said earlier on today, it's the big day in South Africa as we look back to 4 years ago when our first democratically elected president, Dr. Nelson Mandela, passed away.
Yeah, I tell you, it was a day that I don't think any of us will ever forget around the world. It didn't matter where you were, what you were doing at that moment when you heard the news of the passing. I mean, it wasn't something that was unexpected. It certainly wasn't. But, you know, it was that moment that you heard that Tata was no more, that I think every single one of us went into mourning. It was one of the saddest times in our history. It certainly was. And it was just an event that it didn't matter how much time you had to prepare for it. It was something that when it did eventually come, you knew that we were moving into a different chapter in our lives as South Africa. And we certainly have. We have moved into a very different time since the passing of our late statesman and what I believe is the world's greatest statesman. And I mean, that was just 4 years ago. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it was.
It's incredible.
It still feels like yesterday, Lee, and I remember the details as to how it happened. I remember my editor calling us saying, you need to be here as in like now.
Yeah.
And all of us were wondering what's happening, only to find out that Madiba was no more. Sad indeed, but of course we should celebrate his legacy that he left. I know that we're going to be crossing to the Eastern Cape. Our reporter is there. Apparently there are a series of activities that are organized to commemorate this day.
Yeah, indeed. So do stay with us. We'll certainly be reminiscing, and we're asking you as well to send in your views, your tweets. What do you miss about Madiba? What is it that, when you do think back on the legacy of Nelson Mandela, what is it that you remember and what he may have taught you in his lifetime and from what he has done? At Morning Live SABC, tweet us there, and we'd love to put some of your tweets up on air. All right, the time now is 6:30.